My dear child, I am not withholding my blessing. I am simply waiting to see if your heart is ready and pure enough to hold it. After all, a divine inheritance is more than a reward. It is a hidden test wrapped in light even when you think you are ready. But if your heart remains compromised, that very blessing will transform into a subtle trap, a snare where the enemy will not even have to lift a finger. Think of King Solomon, who received wisdom, honor, and wealth beyond measure from the Lord. Yet those very blessings, the moment his heart drifted away from the Lord God, became a weapon that cut him deeply. He built a sacred temple for God, but later built altars to foreign idols. Solomon did not stumble during times of famine or hardship. He fell in the season of abundance when he stopped guarding his heart daily. I do not give you abundance for you to forget me, but so you can see clearly with me by your side. Without a pure heart, blessings bring judgment. There are times I purposely hide you from the crowd, though you call it abandonment. In reality, I am protecting you from envious spirits waiting to destroy the tiny seed of blessing that has only just started to sprout. People who were once close suddenly pull away. Your voice seems to lose its influence, leaving you confused, wondering if God has forgotten you. My child, in that dark corner where you feel completely abandoned, I am actually sheltering you beneath my wings. I do this so your spiritual destiny can mature rather than fail early. If you rush into the spotlight too soon, you will ruin the season of preparation I designed for you. A moment will come when I remove certain people from your path and you will not understand why. You cry over losing them, but I breathe a sigh of relief because some connections simply cannot be allowed to go any further. I sever those ties not from cruelty, but because I see they would only drain the blessings I have for you. They loved you when you were weak, but grew bitter as you matured in faith. They stood silent during your pain, yet rushed to gossip the moment they could. The tighter you cling to them, the slower your progress becomes. Some breakthroughs are only won when you let go of certain people, and when your prayers seem to dry up. When my silence lingers and your soul feels entirely lost, that is when your faith is tested on a deeper level. You ask, Lord, why are you silent while I am waiting for your approval? I am testing whether you will trust my promise when you feel absolutely nothing. Great blessings always require great spiritual endurance. The enemy does not fear your poverty. It trembles when you stay faithful while seeing no results. Do not surrender yet. So many miss their breakthrough not because they lack the anointing, but because they walk away just 5 minutes before the blessing finally breaks through. My child, sometimes I choose silence so you feel adrift in a great void. You pray but hear nothing back. You knock but doors remain shut. You search for help but find no one there. Your heart grows cold and your spirit begins to fracture, believing that I have abandoned you. Yet in this moment I am wrapping you in holy mystery because your blessing is almost here. The enemy is desperately searching for any way to steal it. Without this divine protection, you would be vulnerable to spiritual warfare and the envious eyes of others. As Scripture promises, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91. You are not abandoned, you are only hidden by me. I know that while you are hidden, your heart feels fragile. You watch those who were close slowly drift away. Your words suddenly seem to lose their power and every door slams shut in your face. You think you failed and that I am punishing you. But my beloved child, this is not punishment, it is protection. Certain people are no longer permitted to hear what I whisper to your soul because their lips cannot guard heavenly secrets. There are places you can no longer stay because the soil is no longer clean enough to nourish the spiritual seed I planted within you. I sever these connections not because you are lacking, but because your blessing is so near and I must shield you from envious souls. Understand this, my beloved, when I hide you. I do not hide you to forget you, but to grow you. I do not want you dependent on the attention, praise, or approval of this world. For anyone destined to carry a divine inheritance cannot survive on the fragile applause of men. If you constantly crave validation, you will break when I place you in a season where no one understands you. I am teaching you the power of quiet solitude, where my voice echoes most clearly. Only when you feel completely alone will you finally hear my footsteps walking right beside you. Here is a truth few are ready to accept before I elevate you. I must first lead you into a hidden place. Remember how I tucked Moses into the cleft of the rock as my glory passed, shielding him from the overwhelming weight of my presence? Exodus 33:22. You too are in that cleft of the rock. It is dark and narrow yet safe. You only see the back of the tapestry while I work in secret. This deep loneliness is not your failure, it is the labor pains of your new beginning. Every great thing in my kingdom is conceived in pure stillness. Be patient because I am refining the deepest chambers of your heart, the parts that are not yet ready for the public spotlight. If you keep judging your situation purely by what your physical eyes can see, you will jump to the wrong conclusion. You might think God has abandoned you. If you do, you will step out of my safe refuge and run straight toward the enemy. So many have made this mistake. They rushed out too early only to be crushed by the very blessing they desperately prayed for. You must understand, being hidden is not rejection. It is the process I use to protect the precious calling forming inside you. If I keep you from shining right now, it is not because you are unworthy. I am simply waiting for your inner light to grow strong enough so the world does not swallow you whole. I know you are exhausted, having waited so long with absolutely nothing to show for it. You watch doors swing wide open for everyone else while you are left standing outside knocking over and over. But my child, you do not need to knock on their doors when I am already building a brand new entrance custom made just for you. You feel like you have been abandoned. In reality, I am pulling you away so you do not get lost in the crowd. I am teaching you to rely on me, not on noise or numbers. You are called to build, not just to blend in. Those who carry a heavenly inheritance are never trained by cheering crowds, but rather through solitude and tears. Look at David, a young shepherd boy, forgotten in the wilderness, while his brothers feasted with the prophet Samuel. But while others dismissed him as unqualified, I called his name. I had already looked deep inside and found a heart humble enough to rule. It is the same for you today. You are hidden not to punish you, but to protect the great blessing ahead. Do not fear the dark, because I am right here. Do not fear being forgotten, for you are always on my mind. Simply guard your peace while you remain resting in that secret place. I know the perfect time to open your door, and when I do, no one can shut it. I just do not want you giving up right before the finish line. When you feel entirely alone, that is when I am nearest. Do not view this as isolation. See it as my protective cloak wrapped tightly around you. Do not focus only on the quiet. Listen closely and you will hear my gentle whisper within the silence. Just rest in me. Once your heart is quiet, you will easily hear the rhythm of my perfect will. Once you realize that being hidden does not mean you are forgotten, frustration will turn into praise and thanksgiving. I am teaching you a lesson reserved for my chosen ones, how to stay still in the dark even when your soul aches for the light. Master this and you will no longer fear the silence or feel anxious when you watch others race ahead of you, because you will understand that a true blessing is never rushed. It arrives the moment you are strong enough to carry it, just as I promised through Jeremiah. For I know my plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. And that future, my child, is drawing closer than you think. But before your divine inheritance can be released, I must wash away every trace of fear and doubt. I need you to learn to stay quiet, yet keep believing, to remain hidden, yet keep rejoicing. To see absolutely nothing, yet still remain faithful. Only a heart refined in isolation is strong enough to carry the blessing without being destroyed by it. Once you learn to find rest in this hidden place, I will begin pruning away everything that no longer belongs in your life. This way, when the breakthrough arrives, your hands will be free to grab it. My beloved child, there are some things I must remove. Not because I want you to lose, but because I want to save the most precious parts of you. You cannot see it right now, but the people you are desperately clinging to are the very ropes strangling your soul. I know you love them, and I know how much you have cried. But my child, if I do not sever these ties, you will slowly drown in pity. When I let someone walk away, do not look at it as a betrayal. View it as divine intervention from heaven. Remember, some people are only meant to write a single chapter in your life story, not the entire book. If you keep holding on to them, you are trying to rewrite a story I have already finished. Remember Abraham and Lot. When I called Abraham to leave his homeland and family behind, I never instructed him to bring Lot along. But Abraham loved his nephew, thinking a little comfort would do no harm. Eventually, in the middle of beautiful pasture lands, they had to part ways in deep bitterness. Because when you walk with the wrong crowd, even a blessing becomes a heavy burden. Often your breakthrough is delayed, not because I am slow, but because you are dragging along people heaven never called to walk with you. I see the fear of rejection in your heart. You dread being alone, worry about being misunderstood, and fear others will think you are cold. But my child, if you let your feelings drive your choices, you will never walk the path I have designed for you. Some people were happy when you were struggling, but grew highly uncomfortable the moment you started standing strong. Others stayed silent when you were falsely accused, but were the first to speak when gossip started going around. They do not actually hate you. They just cannot handle the light growing inside you, and that light is not to blame. But darkness always fights back whenever it is exposed. Do not hold a grudge against them. Instead, thank me for showing you who is real and who is fake before your next chapter begins. You often ask why I let you lose those you love, and I gently whisper back that I want you to be free. Every person I remove from your life is not a punishment, but a divine cleansing. If you cling to toxic connections built only on raw emotion, you will force them through doors I never opened for them. That open door is meant for you, not the crowd. You cannot bring everyone up the mountain with you. There simply is not enough room at the peak. Think of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He only took 3 of his closest disciples with him. And when he reached his deepest, most painful place of prayer, he went ahead completely alone. Some parts of your destiny require you to walk alone. No matter how much you care for them, you must learn a lesson very few truly understand. True love is not about gripping tightly. Sometimes it means knowing when to let go. You are not actually losing them. You are simply placing them back into my hands. You are not pushing them away, but returning them to where they belong. When I decide to sever a connection, it is because I see the dangers ahead that you cannot see yet. You see them as faithful and kind, but I see brokenness in their hearts that will drag you down if you stay too close. I know you made promises to each other, but my word for your life carries far more weight. A bond built only on fleeting emotion will never outlast a promise sealed by the blood of the Lamb. Take a close look at your life. Why do you keep clinging to people who are no longer traveling down the same spiritual path? Are you just terrified that no one else will ever understand you? Or is it because you do not believe I can fill every empty space when you try to mend cords I have cut you fight against my plan? You claim you only want peace, but deep down you are just terrified of losing control. You say you want to love like Christ, but you are really just avoiding the pain of letting go. Remember, holy love is not anxious attachment. When I command you to love, I never commanded you to hold on forever. What happens when you cling to expired connections? The blessings in your life start getting contaminated. Your spiritual secrets get shared with the wrong crowd. Sincere words are twisted into weapons to hurt you. The enemy does not have to attack from the outside. He just uses those closest to you to slowly drain your strength and faith. So many believers fall not from massive spiritual warfare, but because they refuse to let go of friends who belong to their past. Never forget that people who were a true blessing in your old season can become a massive distraction in the new. I am purifying your inner circle, not to make you suffer loss, but to ensure you overcome, not to make you lonely, but to protect you from deception. Some people only enter your life to teach you a valuable lesson, and when they walk away, that wisdom remains. Remember, you are free to love others, but never let your affection for them drown out my voice. When I tell you to let go, do not ask why. Sometimes clarity only comes after the tears. If you still do not understand, look at Abraham again. I only spoke to him after he and Lot parted. Lift up your eyes. I give all this land to you and your descendants. Genesis 13, 14, and 15. The blessing was released only after those old ties were broken. Do not fear the quiet, empty spaces. I never subtract to leave you empty. I strip things away to cleanse you. Wherever you are willing to let go, I will pour out real blessings. Where you are willing to hurt, I will make all things new. But if you cling to what is dead, I cannot pour fresh blessings into your life. I cannot pour fresh wine into old wineskins. You must let me make things new even if it hurts. Trust that today's deepest wounds are just opening doors to tomorrow's glory. And once you finally learn to let go, you will experience a deep, unshakable peace. You won't cry over those who walk away anymore. Instead, you'll thank me for showing you their true colors so early. You will soon discern who is truly called to walk beside you and who is just feeding off your blessings. You will learn to choose silence over pointless arguments, to choose prayer instead of complaining, because you know I am clearing the table to prepare a brand new feast. I tell you this so your heart can finally rest. No loss with me is ever wasted. Every person I walk out of your life is a burden you no longer have to carry. Every closed door saves you from a costly wrong turn. Every tear you cry as you let go is a seed I am watering for your next season. So do not regret, do not panic, and never look back. You don't need those past relationships to feel whole. You only need me, the God who never changes. Once your heart is finally light, you will hear my voice clearly. True blessings never show up in noise and chaos. They visit hearts that have been freed from heavy chains and jealousy. The more you practice letting go, the closer my blessing draws to you. In that quiet space, you will start to realize that I am not just teaching you to release people. I am teaching you to lay down your ego so you have the humility to hold what I am about to give you in this new season. Because there are some things, my child, that can only be unlocked when you dare to step forward, even if you must walk alone. The moment you learn to walk alone with me, your blessings will no longer be blocked. Because from now on, no hand but mine has the right to hold your life. My child, one of the enemy's most clever traps is making you believe that my silence means I am doing absolutely nothing. The whisper says, God has forgotten you. That promise was just your imagination. And slowly your heart begins to waver. Your faith starts cracking like an old oil lamp that is running dry. But hear me now, my silence never means my absence. When you cannot see me moving, I am working deep beneath the surface. Places your eyes cannot see. Like a seed buried in the dirt, nobody sees it sprout. Yet it is growing in the dark. I know you are exhausted from waiting for my promise to finally come to pass, waiting for that door to swing open, waiting for my word to become reality. Every day your heart grows a little heavier. You ask yourself, maybe I missed God's will entirely. But my child, you did not get it wrong. You are simply walking through the hardest part of your test. Every promise of mine must be refined by the fire of time, just like pure gold. If I handed you the blessing the second you asked, you would never learn how to guard it. Waiting is not delay. It is the process I use to lift your faith to a higher level. As Scripture says, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance of what we do not see. Hebrews 11 verse 1. And it is exactly when you see nothing that real faith is born. I see those nights when you just want to quit. You fall to your knees to pray, but stand up filled with doubt, wondering if you are not good enough, or if God has saved that blessing for someone else. But my child, I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because I wanted to show my goodness through your life. The breakthrough you wait for is not a reward for being perfect, but the harvest of your faithfulness. I am teaching you a deep faith that relies on our relationship, not on outcomes while you are still busy chasing results. You are anxious seeking results, but when you only seek me, you will find peace. Because if you have me, you never truly lack anything. Many believe faith means standing strong in a massive storm, but real faith is staying on your knees even when you have zero strength left. When you are completely exhausted, yet still believe heaven is signing decrees. I am not silent just to test you, but to position you. This silence is a test of deep love. Will you stay when comfort fades, when all signs vanish and only my promise remains? Will you still hold on, my child? Do not fear my silence. Fear losing your faith during the wait. Because if you give up at the very last second, you will never know that with just one more step. I was ready to step in. I have seen so many quit right before the dawn. They walked nearly the whole way, then turned back because they were tired, impatient, and thought I was too slow. They look for quick fixes and easy ways out, but right there they forfeit their true inheritance. Do not walk down that road. Think of Abraham, who waited year after year for the promised son. When impatience took over, he followed his wife's advice and fathered Ishmael. That single choice brought endless trouble to his descendants. Sometimes the quick path is the wrong path. I work inside of time, but I am never bound by it. If you do not learn to trust me when things are delayed, you will miss the most beautiful lesson of living under grace. You must realize that waiting is never wasted time. Every single moment in the wilderness is me preparing you for the very things you prayed for. If you get the blessing before your heart is ready, it will only crush you. I do not want you to break under the heavy weight of your answered prayers. Think of Joseph. If he had walked out of prison early, he would have missed Pharaoh entirely if human hands had rescued him. He never would have reached the throne I designed for him. The same is true for you. There are doors I have kept closed for now. It is not because I forgot you, but because I am reinforcing your foundation, so that when you step through, you will stand unshaken. I know there are times you just want to quit and walk away. You look at others who have it easy, who get blessed so fast, and you start comparing. But my child, I did not call you to follow them. I called you to follow me. Their journey is not your journey. I have placed a deep, quiet grace inside you, one that is born through tears, solitude, and long seasons of waiting. Do not let the rush of other people pull you out of my perfect rhythm. For I do not run, I lead. Those who learn to walk at my pace will always reach their destination, even if the road feels longer. I want you to master a deeper kind of patience. A patience rooted deep in your heart, not just in your actions. It does not mean doing nothing. It is knowing how to trust when you feel completely powerless. You do not have to look strong. You only have to stay. Sometimes standing perfectly still is your greatest battle. Just keep on your knees, keep believing, keep resting quietly in my presence. For I am never running late. Every single promise I made has its own appointed hour. That moment is closer than you think. But if you walk away, the blessing will arrive and find you gone. As Scripture says, do not grow weary in doing good. For at the right time we will harvest if we do not give up. That is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. My child, I never blame you for feeling exhausted. I only pray that you do not turn back now. Whenever you think I have abandoned you, remember how I pulled you from the deepest pits. I am still that same unchanging God. Do not let delay make you doubt my love. A delay is never a rejection. It is preparation. I am training you to trust in my truth rather than the frantic pace of the world. And when your soul finally grows quiet, you will see that right here in this stillness, I am composing the masterpiece of your life. Once you come out of this season of waiting, you will never be the same person again. You will no longer chase quick results, but instead walk in step with the timing of heaven. Only then can I hand you the blessing without worrying it will steal you away from me. For I will know that your heart no longer chases success, but searches only for my presence. And that my beloved child is the sign that your true breakthrough is ready to be revealed. When you finally step into that blessing, I will test your heart again, not with empty hands, but with overwhelming abundance. Because sometimes succeeding without me is far more dangerous than failing. But do not worry, I am walking right beside you on every side of the mountain as you climb in faith. I will hold you steady when the glory shines on you, my child. I know you carry deep wounds that time could never heal. Harsh words spoken to you when you were small still echo like a prison sentence in your soul. You will never amount to anything. Faith is a lie. You were born to be ordinary. They seemed like harmless remarks back then, but they grew deep roots, making you forget who you truly are in me. You do not see that every time you believe those lies, you let the enemy redefine who you are. The enemy does not need iron chains to trap you if he can make you feel completely worthless. You will lock your own prison door from the inside. But I declare that you are wonderfully and beautifully made. As Psalm 139 verse 14 says, you are absolutely not a mistake. You think those old words are gone, but they are still secretly driving how you react today. The moment someone criticizes you, you shut down completely. And when they compliment you, you simply cannot believe them. When I ask you to step out in faith, you shake because those old memories keep whispering that you are not enough. In that exact moment, you forget that my voice is louder than any human opinion. You are still living like a captive. Even though the heavy cell door has been wide open for years, and the people around you do not actually hate you, but you look at them through the lens of old wounds. Haunted by fear, you end up rejecting the very opportunities and blessings I send your way. Do not let the shadows of your past block out the light of this present moment. I see you trying so hard to be strong, striving to prove your worth through success, endless effort, and blessings. But my child, if your deepest motive is still to prove them wrong, you are still bound. I never called you to prove yourself. I called you to live free in my grace. When you use my blessings just to cover your wounds, that very blessing becomes a heavy burden. I do not bless you so you can run away from painful memories. I bless you so you can bring hope and healing to others. You do not need success to be worthy. You are already valuable. That is exactly why I entrust you with this divine inheritance. True blessings flow when you no longer crave human recognition, but simply long to be found resting in me. Do you know why the enemy uses hurtful words against you? Because he knows the ultimate spiritual warfare is fought inside your mind. When those negative words seep into your heart, they take deep root and slowly dictate how you live your life. If you believe you are weak, you will live defeated. If you believe you are unworthy, you will push away every open door. The enemy barely even has to attack. He just stands back and lets you defeat yourself. But hear me on this. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. Isaiah 54:17. Other people's words have absolutely no power over your destiny unless you agree with them. My beloved child, those painful memories of being humiliated, misunderstood, and abandoned, I see every single one. I never look away. I gather all your tears, but I refuse to let you live there forever. If you keep holding on to that pain, you will let it define you, trapping yourself inside the identity of a wounded victim. Even though I have already declared you healed, others might still judge you based only on what they see. But only I hold the authority to define who you are. And my word has never changed. You are a child of the King. Look at Gideon, who said, "My clan is the weakest, and I am the least in my father's house." Judges 6:15. But I looked at him and declared, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." See, I did not name him by his present situation, but by the divine potential I placed within him. In the exact same way, my child, I do not label you by your past, but by the glorious destiny I have written for you. The real question is, whose voice do you listen to more, the opinions of people or mine? If you keep tuning into those old negative voices, you will remain locked inside an outdated version of yourself. But if you dare to trust my fresh word, you will find new life right on the very ground that once broke you. I know you have wounds that still hurt to touch. You have buried them so deep you honestly think you have forgotten them. Yet they still quietly control your every reaction, making you run from love, fear intimacy, and dread trusting anyone. You look at everyone through a cloud of suspicion, building high walls between your heart and the outside world. But my child, how can my light shine in if those walls never come down? Stop pretending that everything is fine. I want you genuinely healed. Let me touch the dark places you are too afraid to speak of. Do not fear, I am not here to condemn you, but to restore you. The exact parts of your soul you think I would reject are the very places where I want to build anew. When I heal, I do not just patch things up, I make you entirely new. I do not just erase memories, I rewrite their meaning. What once brought you shame, I will transform into a testimony of grace. The pain that silenced you will become a voice that awakens sleeping souls. I will cause those who once looked down on you to confess only the Lord could have done this. But for me to heal you, you must drop your defenses. You have to step out of your self-protection. After all, your own walls have kept you locked away far longer than the original wound ever did. Look deep inside. Are you afraid of what others might say, or are you terrified of facing your true self? Once you know who you are in me, human opinions lose all their power. Once you realize that my blessings are meant to glorify my name, you will no longer feel the need to prove anything. I never asked you to be perfect. I just need you to be real. After all, I can only heal the brokenness you dare to bring into the light. Do not fear my light. It does not come to burn you, but to wash you clean. When I restore your inheritance, I am not just giving you wealth or status. I am returning the true worth that this world stole from you. My blessing is not in material things, but in profound freedom. Freedom from shame, fear, and having to act strong when I never asked that of you. Once you break those chains inside, every single blessing on the outside will last forever. If your heart remains torn, a blessing is like throwing a beautiful robe over a bleeding, wounded body. But once your heart is fully healed, you will wear my blessings like a robe of glory, free from the fear of hiding the truth. My child, listen to my voice in the quiet. No one has the right to define who you are but me. No bitter words can ever erase your name from my hand, and no past is strong enough to break the destiny I have written. You are not who others say you are. You are what I have spoken. You are deeply loved, chosen, and sent by me. The moment you believe this, every invisible chain will fall away. You will stop looking for worth in human words and find it in my eyes. You will stop fearing failure because you are already fully accepted. Then you will see how a healed heart naturally begins to draw what is pure. People will gather near you not for advantage, but for the light shining within you. A healed heart is a place where I can dwell. And my child, once that heart is washed clean and old hurts no longer rule you, I will pour out blessings that no one can ever block. But when abundance comes, remember this favor can lift you up, but it can also destroy you. So keep your heart soft so that my blessings do not pull you away from me. The real danger is not when you have nothing, but when you have everything and forget the very hand that gave it to you. My child, I must tell you this gently but clearly. The enemy does not only use hardship and lack to tear you down. He is also highly skilled at using wealth to draw you away from me. In hard times, you seek me and weep before me. You cling to me as your only hope. But when new doors open, money flows, and opportunities multiply, your heart quietly shifts its focus. You would never say it out loud, but deep inside, you start believing you are fine and can handle life on your own. That is where favor is warped from a gift into a throne where you sit to feel superior to others. The blessing itself did not change, but your heart did. And so my blessing becomes a quiet kind of judgment. I watch every step you take in this season of favor. In the beginning, you were still trembling, praying before every choice, asking me about the smallest details. But then your schedule grew busy, and the phone kept ringing. The invitations flooded in. You started seeing daily prayer as a luxury and scripture as something to read later. Worship only happens if there is time left over. You forgot that what you hold today, you once begged me for on your knees. You forgot that I was the one who lifted you up. Just as I warned my people long ago, when you are fed and satisfied, when you build fine homes and settle down, and everything you own grows large, do not become proud and forget your Lord. That warning in Deuteronomy chapter 8 was not just for them. It does not break my heart to see you grow richer, more capable, or more widely known in the world. I am never jealous of your success because I am the one who opened those doors for you. What truly grieves me is that when I call, you are busy. When I knock, you remain silent. When I nudge you, you say, "Later, Lord." You have slowly begun to value people's opinion over mine. You care more about whether a choice fits your public image than whether it aligns with my will. Without even realizing it, you are stepping further and further from the center of my true purpose. Even as you think you are serving God with your success, I want you to pause right now and search your own heart. If I took away everything you have right now, would your life still hold meaning if your ministry position, money, and reputation vanished in a single day? Would I still be enough for you? Because, my child, if losing your blessings feels like losing everything, they have already become your God. I do not want you worshiping the inheritance. I want you to walk with the giver of that inheritance. As Jesus asked, "What good is it to gain the whole world but lose your soul?" That truth in Matthew 16:26 was not written to scare you, but to bring you back. Understand that blessings are not evil, but holding on to them too tightly is. When you think you deserve everything you have, and put yourself at the center of the story, forgetting that everything is a gift, that is when the blessing rules over you as master instead of servant. I have seen many who loved me deeply in their small beginnings, only to grow cold when lifted up. They were not crushed by suffering. They were worn down by comfort. It was not the storm, but the soft bed that put them to sleep. Do not let that happen to you. I see how you slowly compromise your standards to keep up with the appearance of success. In the beginning, you had invitations you knew did not come from me, but they looked so good, so reasonable that you convinced yourself. Surely God is fine with this too. You started making tiny compromises, little shifts that seem harmless. After all, everyone does it. But my child, every compromise pulls you further from spiritual safety. A true blessing never requires you to cheat to keep it. Only things not from me require lies to survive. If you must hide it, dodge the truth, and avoid the light, it is no longer a blessing. It is a trap. I do not say this to make you fear success, but to show you how to guard your heart when you are blessed. I do not want you to live in poverty. I want you to be prosperous, yet stay humble and tender before me. I long for you to receive a true inheritance so you can lift up those around you, comfort hurting souls, and open your heart to the weak. But if that gift only makes you build higher walls and distance yourself from people, pulling you away from the broken and needy, and even away from this house of prayer, then that wealth is slowly consuming you. My blessings should draw you closer to me, never pull you away. Be still. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you sought my face just to sit with me? Not to pitch a plan, ask for direction, or request guidance. When did you last weep in my presence? Not from the heavy pressure to succeed, but simply because you long to be closer to me. When did you last walk away from a profitable deal just because it drowned out my voice in your soul? These questions are not meant to condemn you, but to help you find your focus again. For wherever your heart feels most at home, that is where the true master of your life sits. I want to teach you to walk in blessing without being controlled by it. It means learning to bow lower every time you are lifted up. The higher you rise, the deeper you must kneel before me. The more you hold, the more willing you must be to let go. Do not squeeze so hard that your hands lock up, because when I call on you to serve, you might be too rigid to obey. Practice giving back to me what I first gave to you, not because I need it, but because you must remember you own nothing. You are simply a manager. A wise steward never forgets who the actual master is. My beloved child, I know you worry. You wonder if I stop chasing success to draw close to God, will I miss my chance? I smile. I am the one who opens and shuts doors. No door I have prepared for you can ever be stolen by another. The only way to truly lose your divine opportunity is to step outside of my will. So do not fear slowing down in order to guard your heart. Never hesitate to lay distractions aside to protect our bond. Do not be afraid to say no to places where my presence is missing. It is far better to miss a chance and keep your soul than to gain 1,000 opportunities and lose yourself. As the Bible warns the wealthy in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17, do not be proud, and do not place your trust in uncertain riches, but instead put your hope in the living God. That command is not just for the wealthy, but for anyone I have given more than others in some way. Whether it is talent, influence, or resources, you might be the rich person in someone else's eyes right now. Do not wait until you have massive wealth to start practicing humility. Begin right now. While your blessing is still a young tender sprout, remember that. The younger the tree, the easier it is to guide in the right direction, so it will not have to be cut down. Let me share this so your heart finds peace. I am not threatened by your success. I only worry that your achievements might pull you from my hands. I celebrate when you are lifted high, yet I grieve if on your day of honor you can no longer hear my voice over the loud applause. I am proud when others see my light in your life, but it breaks my heart if you shine that light on yourself rather than pointing them to the source. You were never meant to be the star. You were created to be a mirror. The cleaner the glass, the clearer my image shines through. So my child, keep your heart tender before me. That is the only way to prevent your blessing from becoming an idol. Whenever you realize you are holding on to things more tightly than you hold on to me, have the courage to lay it on the altar. When human praise excites you more than my voice, run back to our quiet place. Whenever your daily schedule gets so packed that there is no space left for me, allow me to prune it back. I do not cut you back to make you poor, but to protect the most valuable thing you have, your soul. During hard times, you feared you would break. But honestly, the day you are highly successful is much more dangerous. Many people survive the darkest nights of pain only to fall when things get good. I do not want that to happen to you. I was right there with you in the deepest valley, and I want to walk beside you on the highest mountain too. You need me just as much in both places. Keep this close to your heart. Your real blessing is not your crown, but my grace. When you hold on to this truth, your blessings will never turn into a spiritual trap. Instead, your life will become a bridge drawing hurting souls back to me through your testimony. My child, I know the silent ache you never talk about, that sharp sting whenever you share good news only to catch a strange look in the eyes of people you love. You can't quite name it, but you feel it. They keep smiling. They say the right words, but the room suddenly feels heavy, as if your happiness somehow triggered a dark, hidden wound deep inside of them. You tell yourself you are just being too sensitive, but you aren't. Your soul is sensing actual spiritual unrest beneath their words. right there in your own family among the people you love the most. Some hearts tighten up whenever you talk about a breakthrough, a victory, or God's favor. And that really hurts. Not because you resent them, but because you don't understand why walking with me has made you feel so lonely. I have seen everything. I watch you pull back and hide the great things I am doing just because you want to avoid those quiet, heavy reactions. I hear the unspoken thoughts you keep buried deep down inside, the desperate questions you are afraid to ask. Why does it feel like the more my name is brought up, the more I get pushed away? My child, I have counted every tear you cried in the dark. You aren't crying over a lack of money or physical things, but because you feel completely disconnected from your loved ones. You have begged me to protect your heart from bitterness, to help you love them without letting it break you. I have heard every single one of those whispered prayers. I have not missed a single heavy sigh. There were moments when you wanted to give up entirely. Not because you were tired of me, but because you were worn out trying to balance my blessings with your relationships. You wanted to shrink back into your old self, small, hidden, and safe from making any waves. You told me, maybe I should just stop here. If I go any further, I might offend people or carry a burden I cannot handle. I heard those words and I truly understand. I am not angry at you for feeling this way. It only hurts me that you can't see the bigger picture yet. Today I am lifting you up, not to scold or blame you, but with the loving authority of a father who has already secured your future. I tell you, do not go back to the place I rescued you from. Stop walking backwards on your journey just because of how other people look at you. The divine inheritance I have reserved for you is not a matter of chance, and it cannot be changed. It was decided in a place far above earthly powers. In my heavenly throne room, I have personally signed my name over your blessings. What I have ordained for your life has already been released, and it is heading straight to the destination I chose for you. And the only name on that package is yours. No one, not even you, can stop it. But you can delay your breakthrough or make it heavy if you let fear guide you instead of faith. You have survived a season that others know nothing about. Other people only see your victory, but I am the one who watched your entire struggle. You were insulted, yet you stayed quiet. You were misunderstood and falsely judged, but you didn't defend yourself. You just stood still and whispered, "Lord, you know my heart." By letting me defend you instead of fighting back, you positioned yourself perfectly for me to step in and fight your battles. I remember the days you swallowed your pride and accepted humiliation just to protect others and to keep my work from being damaged. You thought those quiet struggles were just moments of weakness, but to me they were precious stones I used to build a throne of grace over your life. Now your reward is finally breaking through. This isn't just a single blessing, it is a new season where your spiritual authority is far greater than it has ever been. When you speak, the atmosphere changes. When you lay hands in prayer, spiritual chains begin to break. You walk into a room and darkness has to retreat. This powerful authority was forged in your tears through every silent moment you still believed. But naturally, right at this moment, the enemy refuses to sit back and watch. He knows exactly what I'm about to do in your life. He cannot stop my hand, so he is targeting your heart instead. If he can make you doubt, convince you to throw away your calling, or trick you into breaking your covenant with me, the blessing will still arrive, but you won't be in the right spiritual position to receive its full power. That is why your mind has felt so cluttered lately, and you can't even point to the reason. Familiar voices are starting to echo again from family relatives and those who used to walk close to you. They say things that sound so reasonable, looking like pure care on the surface, but deep down you can feel the sharp edge of the spear. Some tell you to stop being so extreme, warning you not to give so much just to live comfortably. They want you to stop talking about God so much and stop seeing everything as spiritual. Others play on your fear of being left behind, sowing doubt under the guise of comfort. What if God stops helping you one day if you fall? Who is going to catch you? These words seem like thin, harmless threads, but if they wrap around you enough times, they can easily bind a giant. The enemy knows you love your family and treasure those relationships, so he uses their lips to whisper doubt into your heart. If these doubts came from strangers, you would brush them off without a second thought. But because they come from people you highly respect, you start wondering if you really have gone too far. Maybe you think you should hold back to keep the peace, but listen close, my child. Not every soft, gentle word comes from me. Not every piece of family advice aligns with the path I have laid out for your life. The enemy is far more subtle than you realize. He rarely shows up looking like a monster. Instead, he speaks through the voices of people you are terrified of disappointing. He will intentionally poke at your deepest scars, like the painful memories of being picked apart as a child, the pain of being left behind, or when you were treated as insignificant. He wakes those memories up, making you afraid that if you keep walking under my grace and favor, you will be cut off, slandered, and deeply misunderstood. He wants you to believe that life would be simpler if you just stayed normal and unblessed. Maybe things would just be easier. That is his entire strategy. If he can't stop me from pouring out my blessings, he will try to make you throw them away or settle for far less than I have for you. He whispers that I do not truly care about you, that I ignore your exhaustion and only use you as a tool. Those words are absolute lies. They are pure poison aimed straight at your weakest spots. I need you to see this clearly. You don't have to listen to any voice that makes you question my love for you, no matter how close that person is to you. You can respect others, but never put their opinions above my holy word. I am not telling you to fight with your family, nor am I asking you to hate anyone. I am simply warning you not to let any human, even the ones you love most, take my place in directing your spiritual journey. When you let someone stand in that place, you are handing the key of your life over to human hands, keys that belong only to the Creator who made you. Come back to the secret place where it is just you and me so you can realign and restore your soul. In that quiet space, you will easily tell my voice apart from all others. My voice might correct you, and it might touch your tender wounds, but it always brings genuine hope. It always draws you closer to me, assuring you that even when things are tough, you are never rejected. The enemy's voice does the exact opposite. It forces you to shrink back in shame, convincing you that the safest option is to just stop moving forward. My voice lifts your head up high. The enemy makes you stare down at the dirt. My voice brings deep peace while the other breeds endless confusion. Once you learn to spot this difference, every trap of the enemy is exposed. I never promised that everyone would celebrate when you finally step into your divine inheritance. Actually, the closer you get to what I have ordained for you, the more people will misunderstand your journey. They only see the outside blessings, the praise, and the sudden open doors. They don't see the silent struggles, the moments you die to your own desires, or the late-night tears between you and me. They judge you from a distance, comparing and envying, but you are not here to manage their feelings. You are alive to do my will. And sometimes obedience means walking through a season of being totally misunderstood. I'm not looking for a fake smile to please the crowd, but a heart that stays tender and soft before me, even when you have to be tough on the outside. Guard your heart against bitterness, resentment, and the urge to strike back. You might see right through someone's insincerity, yet you can still choose not to hold a grudge and instead pray for them. You can keep a healthy boundary without letting hatred grow. That is the true mark of spiritual maturity. Refusing to let another person's darkness drag you down and protecting your wounds from turning into a hardened heart. Let me remind you, never shrink who you are to fit into someone else's box just because you fear being lonely. You do not have to dim your light just to make others feel comfortable. I did not lift you up to make you beg others for permission to move forward. If you shrink back every time someone gets uncomfortable, you will never finish the journey I have for you. Let me take care of their reaction. Your job is to stay faithful. When you live true to your divine calling, some relationships will naturally fall away. That is not failure. It is a necessary separation to set you free. Remember, the spiritual inheritance I have for you is not just about making your life comfortable, but to make you a channel of blessing to the very people who misunderstand you right now. One day, the people who doubted you most might be the ones asking you for prayer, for encouragement, and for guidance. If you quit because of them today, you cannot be the answer they desperately need tomorrow. Look past this exact moment. See them through my eyes, not as your enemies, but as broken souls who simply do not know how to handle seeing someone else receive the recognition they want. So my child, do not fold under a few dirty looks. I have chosen you for this. I have written your name on this divine inheritance. I have signed the decree in heaven. Now will you dare to stand your ground? Do not let harsh words, sudden emotions, or painful memories drag you away from the place I have set you. Keep your spirit awake and stay highly sensitive to my voice. Keep your feet planted right where I placed you. Do not walk away, do not retreat, and do not break covenant just because you feel exhausted. It is okay to feel weak. Just do not let go of my hand. We are stepping into a deeply critical stretch of your journey. The blessing about to unfold will expose the true hearts of those around you, but it will also test your own. Decide right now that no matter what critics say, you will choose to listen to my voice first. Let your quiet tears become a powerful prayer for your family and for those confused by the divine favor on your life. Let this blessing prove my goodness to you, and let it build a bridge that draws many others straight to me. Most of all, remember that through the noise of 1,000 voices, one call never changes. It is my voice calling your name. Day after day, hour by hour, when you get swept up in praise and criticism, return to the quiet place with me. In that stillness, you will remember who you are, whose you are, and exactly what you are living for. I am holding your hand, and I will not let go. Your only task is to listen closely so my voice stays louder than all the noise. As long as you do that, my blessing will never become a trap that destroys you, but will stand as proof that I, the Lord your God, am still actively moving, even in the dark corners filled with jealousy and constant misunderstanding. Listen to me now, my child. Before you ever did a thing for me, before you preached a sermon, signed a contract, or found any success, I had already named you my heir. Not because of a perfect resume, clean record, or fewer flaws, but simply because I chose to love you. It was during those painful nights when you collapsed, yet refused to blame me. It was in those heavy days of shame when you chose quiet trust over rebellion that I saw your precious heart. A heart that is far from perfect but completely willing to stay. You could have walked away and lived as if you never knew me. But you did not. You chose to kneel even while your heart was in absolute turmoil. You lifted your hands in surrender when it would have been so easy to hide behind a strong facade. You chose to speak blessings when life made it so easy to curse. Those quiet choices invisible to others are fully seen in heaven. And because of those hidden quiet moments, I have sealed a fresh covenant over your life. This promise is not written in ink, but in the precious blood of the Lamb. It is a decree not made in earthly rooms, but permanently sealed in the courts of heaven. The angels of heaven do not move based on your changing moods, but according to the eternal decrees I have spoken over you. The moment I declared that you would receive the inheritance belonging to me, all of heaven shifted. But understand this, anything carrying true eternal value will always attract fierce opposition. Just like a priceless treasure is never left sitting exposed in the middle of the road, your blessing attracts both divine grace and the jealous gaze of darkness. The enemy does not stay quiet when a weak child stands up to walk in my perfect will. That is exactly why I whisper to your soul, my child, stay alert. Do not lie awake in fear. Instead, be alive in the spirit, ready to recognize my voice from the voice of deception. When my blessings begin to flow, you will naturally want to share every single vision, dream, and plan with everyone. I get it, when your heart is full of joy, you naturally want someone to share it with. But honestly, not everyone smiling in your face is glad to see you succeed. The people who stood by you during lonely times might not be ready for your new blessings. Some only love the broken version of you, not the strong person you have become. If you share your heart too quickly, you risk getting hurt by the very people you let in. This is why I am teaching you discretion. It is not about being suspicious, but guarding what is holy. Some of the things I whisper to you are meant only for us to share, not for you to post online for the world to judge. Certain seeds of destiny must stay buried in deep soil, nurtured by prayer and tears. Do not drag them into the sunlight before their roots can take hold. When I lead you into a quiet season, step away from old conversations. Let your circle shrink. Do not assume you are being isolated. I am shielding you from critics who only want to tear you down instead of lift you up. Your deepest moments of thanks belong in our quiet space between just you and me. Let your tears of gratitude fall in private, not on a stage for others to watch. Unchecked blessings can easily feed pride or spark jealousy and gossip. Have you noticed how some of your closest friendships have suddenly started to fade lately? People you talk to daily have slowly drifted out of reach. Comfortable places suddenly feel tight and awkward. You keep wondering what you did wrong or why everyone is suddenly acting so differently. Whispers are spreading from people you trusted completely. It leaves your mind in constant torment. You want to fix it, to beg them to stay, to go back to how things were. But trust me, my child, I am doing a new thing. I am not isolating you to hurt you. I am clearing away the clutter so you do not drown in bad connections. Sometimes losing certain people is actually my direct answer to your prayers. Even if you try to put a brave face on it, I know this loss deeply hurts. I know how much you value loyalty and friendship. You hate the thought of walking away from anyone. You sit there replaying old memories, remembering the times you held each other through the darkest storms. You ask yourself if I am calling you to be ungrateful. I hear every single one of those heavy thoughts. But let me remind you, being thankful is one thing, letting others control your future is another. Appreciate what they did for you, yes, but never let them hold the keys to your life. I am the only one who holds your future and your destiny. No one else does. If I see that having someone around will distract you from my divine purpose, I will gently move them out of your way. Do not worry, I have a plan for them too. But for you, I must keep your path clear and straight. Soon, you will see that the people who stay by your side are not jealous of your calling, blinded by your light, or shaken by cheap gossip. They do not need to know your business to kneel and pray for you. They do not need to be tagged in your victories. Still, they celebrate when you win. I am bringing these exact people into your life right now. If you only cry over the hands that let you go, you will completely miss the supportive hands I have placed right beside you. Every time I remove someone, I bring someone better, but you only focus on the empty space, thinking you have lost everything. What is happening right now is a deep spiritual cleansing of your entire life. I am not just cleaning up your circle, I am healing the unhealthy ways you used to build relationships in the first place. Stop clinging to people just because you are afraid of being alone, or chasing validation to feed your insecurities. The people closest to you must be those whose hearts I have already transformed and prepared. They should be ready to walk through trials with you, not just show up for your success story. Otherwise, those toxic ties will eventually drain your blessings and end up bringing dishonor to my name. You might say you do not want to hurt anyone else's feelings, so you stress out trying to explain your choices, struggling to keep everyone happy and peaceful. I love your gentle heart, but you cannot let your desire to be nice override my instructions to you. When I close a door, stop trying to explain your way back in. When I remove someone from your life, do not invite them back out of guilt. If you keep doing that, you will stay trapped in an emotional roller coaster, and the breakthrough I have prepared for you will keep getting delayed. Grace is not about bending over backward to please everyone. Grace is the strength to obey me even when no one else understands. Place your hand on your heart and say, "My heart belongs to the Lord," because that is where the fiercest battle line is drawn right now. Your heart is the home where I long to live, but the enemy also desperately wants to occupy that space. He won't knock with things that are obviously ugly, but with thoughts that sound highly reasonable. Do not be so extreme. You need to be understanding. Just keep them around. After all, you owe them something. What if you just misunderstood them? It makes you doubt the promptings of the Holy Spirit inside you, leaving you confused about which voice to follow. In those moments, run back to the secret place. Do not debate with the crowd. Avoid counsel from those who do not pray. Let me be the final one you ask and the only one you choose to obey. Remember, you are not entering this inheritance as a hired servant working for wages, but as a child entrusted with their share. I am placing my treasures into your hands, inviting you to manage, expand, and care for them right alongside me. An heir does not live by personal whims, but with the deep awareness that this belongs to the Father and was entrusted to them. When you see your life that way, it is much easier to let go of what does not protect our shared kingdom. If a relationship, a habit, or an old promise threatens to steal my glory, you will find the strength to cut it off. You know you no longer live for your tiny self, but for a greater kingdom. Hold this truth firmly in your heart every time I allow something to be removed from your hands. I do not leave you empty-handed, but make room for something far greater, purer, and truer. When you feel stripped of everything, ask instead, "Father, are you making space? I never play games to punish you. I am simply preparing a place." To you, it might feel like a loss, but to me, it is the necessary adjustment before my blessing is poured out. So do not resist the spiritual shifts happening all around you. Do not rush to repair connections I am pulling apart. Do not cling to the past just to shield your heart from pain. This ache is the labor pain of a new birth, not the sting of a fatal wound. I am clearing your path so that when you receive the spiritual inheritance waiting for you, old entanglements will not pull you back. You are being shaped to live as a mature heir, one who knows how to guard their heart, discern, and choose me over comfort. Soon, you will look back and see that everyone who stayed by your side was a true gift, and everyone who left despite the pain of their departure was part of my design to protect you. You will feel grateful for both, yet your soul will no longer be tied to either side. Inside that freedom, you will realize this inheritance is no longer a distant concept, but your actual daily walk with me, standing, choosing, loving, and letting go under my watchful eyes. Then you will truly understand what I once whispered to you. From the very start, I chose you not to be consumed by blessings, but to reign with me over them. You were never created to be controlled by the things you are given. You were born to help me use those resources to rescue others from where you once were. You are living proof that divine grace can restore a broken soul. Lead them through fire, cutting away all excess baggage. Then place in their hands an inheritance that hell can never destroy as long as they keep their heart in the Father's hand. My child, quiet your soul, and let me whisper this to you. What is coming over your life is not just a few small adjustments, but a deep spiritual shift. The future inheritance I am preparing for you is far greater than anything you have ever dared to imagine. It will not only transform your finances, but also the way you look at yourself, the way your family lives, and the way people speak your name. I am bringing a new season where your past shame will be turned into a powerful testimony. Rooms in your house once heavy with anxiety will receive a fresh, peaceful atmosphere from my breath. Conversations once heavy with complaints will soon overflow with divine hope. The way you think and the way you respond, the way you choose everything will be renewed as I pour my inheritance over you. Your mind will no longer be a battlefield of confusion. I am gently rewriting your old thought patterns, replacing them with wisdom that flows directly from the Holy Spirit. You will begin to think not as one who constantly fears loss, but as a child who knows they have a Father in heaven. You will discover that you no longer question if you are worthy of this, but instead begin to ask, Father, how can I use this to serve your will? That transformation of your mind is the deepest part of your inheritance. Once your mind is renewed, you will know how to walk in your blessings without being consumed by them. The words I am sharing with you now are not just for temporary comfort. They are here to seal a new identity in your mind. You are not an extra or an outsider, but a true heir in the Father's house. Your name, which used to be mocked and tied to failure, will slowly turn into a reminder of grace. I am not promising that people will suddenly love you, but I guarantee that the story surrounding your name will change forever. When others speak of you, they won't just talk about your stumbles. They will have to witness how I lifted you up. Your life will be like a living letter that I am writing line by line, chapter after chapter, until everyone who reads it must admit that only God could write such a story. I do not wipe away your past. Instead, I use it as the fabric where I weave new threads of glory and restoration. If your heart begins to stir right now as if a quiet flame is burning deep inside your chest, that is not just a fleeting emotion. It is the Holy Spirit touching the deepest places you thought had grown cold. You are not mishearing, and you are definitely not making this up. I am breathing a new spark into your soul, a spark of faith that your life is far from over and that my plans for you are greater than anything you have lost. When that flame begins to burn, I invite you to respond not just with a passing thought, but with a small step full of deep spiritual meaning. Right now, as you watch this, I want you to do something incredibly simple yet powerful. Hit like on this video as a physical declaration before heaven and earth that you agree with what the Father has spoken. Say, I receive the inheritance He promised. I place myself on the side of that promise. I do not need likes to become greater, but you need a physical action to seal this choice in your heart. When your finger taps that button, it is not just a gesture on a screen. It is a quiet, sincere response that says, I stand with what the Father is doing in my life. A tiny movement in this physical world sends a loud message to the spiritual world. Do not do it out of mere habit. Do not tap just because you always hear people say like and share. I am not asking for this to satisfy some computer algorithm. I am inviting you to do this as a prophetic act, as if signing your name to a holy covenant. Just like in the old days when my people marked their doorposts with the blood of the Lamb to show that their home belonged to God, so today, this quick gesture is your way of whispering to heaven, this life is yours. This new season belongs to you. The blessing I am about to receive belongs to you as well. When you act with purpose, your heart is instantly realigned. You are no longer just a spectator listening to a story, but an active part of the story itself. I hear your heart asking, what could be so serious about a simple tap? I smile because I do not look at the tool. I look at the faith behind it. I see your heart. To others, it is just a tiny icon on a screen. To me, it is your very first step into a new season. Every time you agree with my word, you place another stone on the path to your destiny. When you act simply because you love and trust me, it echoes loudly in heaven no matter how small it seems. Never overlook small things, because I love using tiny, humble things to open massive doors for you. When you step out in faith, all of heaven moves. It is not because I am weak and need your help, but because I respect your free will. I will never force blessings on you that you are not ready to welcome. I knock, but you must open the door. I invite, but you must answer. Every time you say yes, I believe a powerful signal echoes through the spiritual world, telling the angels that you are standing ready for your breakthrough. The enemy sees this and knows it is no longer easy to push you down. You are standing on a completely different foundation than before, a foundation of faith that has been thoroughly tested. Remember how many times the enemy tried to crush you? He used words from acquaintances, family, and people you thought were friends to stab you in your most vulnerable place. He has attacked your body with exhaustion and sickness, trying to make you doubt my love. He has assaulted your emotions, leaving you completely drained and weary of life. There were times you wished you could just disappear while he whispered, why keep praying? Everything is already ruined. He pushed you into corners where you only saw walls, trying to force you to believe your future was a dead end. He has tried every angle and changed his tactics constantly just to make you quit, surrender, and walk away. And yet look at you, you are still here. Even when you walked so slowly, dragging yourself forward one step at a time. Even on those dark nights when you had no words left to pray, only a quiet sigh. But you still did not turn your back on me. You kept your heart open to listen, finding just enough strength to seek out my words. You kept hoping in silence even when you dared not speak it aloud. Others might see that as small, but to me, you have won massive victories. You have survived quiet battles that only you and I will ever know about. Each time you chose not to go back to old habits, refused to quit, and kept honoring me, you were sowing seeds for your divine inheritance. Because you refused to stop, you are now incredibly close, much closer than your own feelings want you to believe. You might feel like there is still a long way to go, but in the spiritual realm, you have already covered a distance you never dreamed possible. The enemy desperately wants you to believe your prayers and efforts are completely useless. But hear me now, not a single one of your tears has fallen without meaning. No day you spent trying to stand strong has gone unnoticed. Not a single whisper of Lord, I still trust you has failed to touch my heart. This blessing is not coming your way because you have been perfect, but because you held on to me with relentless faith even in your weakest moments. Listen closely to me now. Those who do not quit will see the harvest. Those who keep moving forward even slowly will surely reach their destination. Those who hold on to faith, even if it is only as tiny as a mustard seed, will eventually taste its fruit. This is not just some empty slogan. This is the law of my kingdom set in place from the very beginning. You reap what you sow, and you have sown months of trusting me. Now you will reap a harvest of blessings. You have sown sleepless nights while still holding tightly to my hand. You will reap fresh mornings with brand new doors open before you. Today I speak to you with the authority of the one who starts and finishes all things. What I have ordained for your life, no person, no situation, and no dark power can block. People may slander you, but they can never cancel the promises I have spoken over you. They might shut some doors in your face, but I will open others they know absolutely nothing about. Your circumstances might delay your steps, but they will never make me change my mind. When I release a blessing in the spirit, it will find the right person at the perfect moment, exactly how I planned it. The only way you can miss it is if you surrender, turn away, and step out of my flow. So my child, protect your heart. Stand firm on my word like you are standing on a solid rock. You have traveled farther than you realize, and your breakthrough is closer than you think. Let every small step you take today to believe, to respond, and to move become a powerful declaration echoing deep inside you. I will never turn back again. I am going to walk with you to the very end. And once you choose this, I will do the rest. I will protect, guide, and support you so that this blessing never becomes a burden, but remains living proof that your God always keeps his word. Even as I warn you about how a blessing can change a hardened heart, I also want you to know something deeply important right now. You are never left alone in the middle of human schemes, jealousy, and toxic plots. Even if there are people sitting in rooms right now plotting how to bring you down, even if whispering tongues secretly spin lies to ruin your reputation, and hostile eyes wait for the moment you stumble, none of them can cross the boundary I have drawn around you. They can conspire, lie, and try to make you double-guess yourself, but they cannot destroy what I have already sealed over your life. Just stay safe under the shadow of my wings. Remember, you are never just a name on a list to me. You are the apple of my eye. Anyone who dares to reach out and harm you is touching the most sensitive and precious thing in my sight. I never promised you would never feel pain, but I do promise that nothing touches you without my permission. No spiritual arrow can pierce the shield I hold over you. Just like quiet rivers flowing through barren fields, bringing life and rich moisture to dry soil, my blessing does not come with a loud display, but flows as a steady, patient, and deep current. I am not blessing you just so you can keep it to yourself. I want my presence to spill over from your life into your family, your children, your marriage, your work, and generations to come. I want your home to be like soil kissed by the spring rain, where seeds you thought were dead suddenly spring back to life and grow. I long to see your household filled not just with daily provision and abundance, but with real laughter, forgiveness, and a deep peace that outside storms cannot destroy. I want you to taste a success the world cannot even define. Success without losing your soul, having much yet keeping a completely humble heart, standing at life's crossroads and still choosing me as the ultimate direction of your journey. But for this to become real, my child, you cannot overlook one thing. You must learn to trust the path my own hand has designed for you. Your life is no series of random events, and definitely not a game of chance. Before you even stepped into this world, I already knew your entire journey, every single stumble, and every time you would turn back. Every single day you felt too tired to take another step. No decision you make ever surprises me. I just wait patiently for your return so we can fix the missteps and mend the broken pieces together, keeping you on the right path. But you will only experience this when you surrender your heart to me instead of trying to control everything with your own worries and calculations. I see two opposite forces pulling at you. On one side is my call inviting you to rest in your Father's arms. On the other side is the voice of fear, constantly telling you to look out for yourself, to protect yourself, and to grip tightly so you lose nothing. Whenever you stand at a crossroads, I still whisper, so gently will you dare to trust me. Trusting me is not about closing your eyes, taking blind steps, and just hoping things somehow get better. Trusting me means daring to obey my word even when you cannot see any immediate results. Trusting me means daring to lose a few short-term gains just to keep your heart whole before me. Trusting me is daring to walk the narrow road that few others take. Even when others look at you with confusion, this deep trust becomes the key. It unlocks the blessings I have already stored up for you in the heavenly places, waiting for the perfect time to pour out. My dear child, when you let me take your hand, I will not only lead you down easy, smooth paths. I will walk with you when the road gets rough and the sky grows dark, and when fear roars all around you. I do not just show up for religious ceremonies only to vanish when you are crying in the dark. I am the Father who is present in all the small details others think do not matter. I notice even the silent sighs you do not dare share with anyone. I know every single time you pretend to be fine while feeling completely empty inside. I do not promise to remove every single trial from your path, but I promise to stand beside you in every harsh gust of wind, shielding you so that no storm is strong enough to rip you from my heart. I can use any adversity to shape and mold you. There is absolutely no dead end where I cannot carve out a brand new way. Picture your life as a long road with bright moments, dark valleys, and unexpected twists you cannot see coming. If you insist on walking alone, you will stumble over obstacles I could have easily cleared for you. You will get lost in endless detours running circles in the dust of confusion and disappointment. But if you let me walk beside you, I will show you when to pause, when to run, when to stay silent, and when you must speak a clear, bold word. My wisdom is not just a few quick tips to get by, but a light that completely redirects your life, so that no matter where you go or what you do, you never lose sight of me. On days when everything feels foggy and uncertain, remember this. You do not need to see the whole road. You only need to walk in the light I shine on your path today. I invite you to do what the world calls weakness. Drop your worries and let them slip right out of your hands. To me, this is not giving up. It is a powerful act of faith. Every time you choose to lay a heavy burden down, you are telling me, Father, I believe that you can handle this much better than I can. I do not take those words lightly. I treasure them as an offering of honor. I want you to picture every worry, fear, and painful thought in your heart as heavy stones weighed down on your cloak. The tighter you hold them, the harder it is to lift your head. But as you quietly place each stone in my hand, your shoulders will instantly feel lighter. And in that very moment, I wrap you in a brand new garment, an invisible shield of peace that guards your mind against the toxic winds of doubt and despair. I want you to write this on your heart. The promises I speak over you about peace and provision, and about your future direction, are not just pretty words to hang on a wall or recite for a quick feeling. They are living promises, a covenant sealed by my own faithfulness. The success I promise is not measured by numbers, social status, or praise. True success is a life moving in the right direction, feeling completely whole in me, whether the world thinks it is big or small. The abundance I want to give you is not found in a bank account, but in a generous heart that finds joy in sharing. The peace I offer is not a life without trouble, but a heart that stays steady when hardship knocks at your door. These are the gifts I have prepared. They do not appear because you earned them, but are simply waiting for you to step back into total trust. My child, guard the flickering flame of faith in your heart like a tiny lantern on a windy night. Don't let it fade just because a few sudden storms blow your way. Your faith doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't need to shout or prove itself to anyone. It only needs to be real. As long as you can still whisper to me, I still hold you. Even if you haven't seen the results yet, I am still working. I am fully committed to you. Not just in your spiritual moments, but in every single detail from holy times to the most ordinary days. Every day matters. There's no corner of your life where I'll leave you to handle things all alone. I want to walk through your joys and your sorrows, your brightest wins and your hardest failures. That way, my grace shows through how you live, how you react, and how you get back up after every single fall. My love for you is far deeper than anything your human mind can measure. You've heard those words so often they might feel ordinary, but I want you to pause and really see. If I didn't spare my most precious gift, my only son, what would I ever hold back from you? If it truly helps you draw closer to me. I never meant for you to fight life's battles all alone. Sometimes you might feel I'm silent, but silence never means I am gone. There are times you won't feel me near, but your emotions are never the measure of my actual presence. I am present through my promises and the sacred covenant I made. And every time I pulled you from a dark pit when you didn't even know how you survived. So my child, choose trust not in passing feelings or circumstances, but trust in me. I am the one who has walked beside you since your first day, and I will be there until your very last breath. When you finally hand the steering wheel of your life over to me, you'll start to see my promises lighting up the quiet corners of your day, in the work that felt completely stuck, suddenly opening up, and in broken relationships being beautifully restored, and in a cold, hardened heart suddenly melting into tears after being touched by grace. The blessing I've prepared for you isn't some distant mirage. It is a real place of grace with your name written on it from the beginning. I am only waiting for the day you trust enough quiet your mind and soften your heart to receive it all. And when you are finally standing in that blessing, you won't fear that it will ruin you. You will know you're no longer clinging to the gift itself, but to me, the source of every good thing. My child, what I am giving you is not a sharp blade to tear your life apart, nor a heavy hammer to crush your soul. The blessing heading your way isn't coming to grind you down. It is coming to lift you up after all those years you thought were lost. It comes like a warm hand reaching down to pull you from the mud of shame, wiping away tears you never had time to dry. It gently lifts your chin so you can finally dare to see yourself through my eyes. I will wrap this blessing around you like a new coat. Not to show off, but to cover the scars of seasons when you felt rejected and pushed aside. It brings back the dignity you thought was buried forever. It heals those deep, quiet wounds you were too afraid to name. It brings justice to the chapters where you chose silence over arguing. I'm not lifting you up to prove your worth to others, but so that everyone can look at your life and marvel at my grace. When that season arrives, many eyes will watch you in shock. Some will stand far back, completely unable to grasp how your path turned around so fast. Why doors that used to be locked tight now swing wide open. Why someone who was once ignored is now being honored. People will talk. They will wonder. They'll try to explain it away with your talent, your connections, or just sheer luck. But you and I will know the real shift didn't happen because of a phone call, a signed contract, or meeting the right person. It happened the moment you fell to your knees before me, when you dared to let go of what I asked and stayed in the quiet place others looked down on. You'll always remember the exact day these words touched your soul. No matter how much time passes, that was the moment I marked you. I am right here. I am speaking. I am completely rewriting your story, and I've held your hand through every dark step of the way. So the breakthrough ahead isn't a comeback you made happen. It is absolute proof that I never abandon what I start. Understand that the blessings I've prepared aren't just about giving you enough money to ease your financial worries, or some high status to earn respect, or a few open doors of influence just so you can finally have a voice. All of those might be part of the package, but the real worth of this inheritance runs so much deeper. It is tied to the promises I spoke. It carries the very breath of the covenant I sealed on the cross. Every single blessing is more than just a happy accident. It is a document stamped by my throne, a royal seal declaring that you belong to me. Your life is in my hands. Your story is ordained by heaven, not human will. So when that inheritance finally reaches you, it carries the heavy weight of my righteousness, truth, and faithfulness, not just what the world labels as success. Remember when you came to me just praying for daily bread, asking simply not to struggle or be in need. In your smallness, you only asked for the bare minimum, never daring to dream of anything more. But I am not a God who tosses you a scrap of bread and leaves you to fend for yourself. When you pray for provision, I do not just patch up this month or this job. I am completely rebuilding the entire picture of your life. I want to give you more than a steady paycheck. I want to show you the real meaning of life. I want you to wake up every morning knowing exactly why you exist, who you serve, and who holds your heart. You keep praying just to survive, but my answer to you is this: I want you to live with purpose. You have sat alone in the dark asking why those relationships fell apart and why your family is so broken. Why did the people you trusted most hurt you the deepest? You keep hoping I will give you a clear, logical explanation. But while your mind searches for an answer, I am busy preparing deep healing for your entire soul. I am not just trying to settle who was right and who was wrong. I want to mend the broken pieces to reconcile you with your family, your past, yourself, and most of all with me. Some relationships might not be restored the way you hoped, but I will stitch your soul back together in ways you never imagined. You might never get the apology you deserve, but I will give you a deep peace that nothing can ever steal. You have cried out begging me to rescue you from this situation, this struggle, and this crushing pressure. You thought just escaping would be enough, but I rarely stop at enough. When I rescue you, I go far beyond your highest expectations. When I pull you out of the deep pit, I do not just leave you standing on the edge of the cliff. I lead you to a wide, safe ground so you do not just survive, but can reach back to lift others up too. Where you once just prayed to survive the shortage, I have destined you to step into a season of overflow. Not for mindless spending, but to share, build, and support those walking through the same valleys you once did. None of your tears were ever wasted. I have quietly gathered every single tear, and I am going to multiply what you sowed in faithfulness. My child, once you see that this inheritance is part of a bigger plan, you will look at blessings in a whole new way. You will no longer see it as the result of your efforts, but as a living testimony of my mercy. You won't use it to boast, but to bow down and serve. Instead of asking how to hold on to the blessing, you will ask how to use it to serve the Lord's will. Then you won't be controlled by your blessings. You will become a wise steward, knowing everything is just temporarily entrusted to you, because the ultimate ownership and purpose still belong to me. But understand this, some people will refuse to accept the new you. They are used to seeing you as a failure, a hopeless dreamer, or someone who is unrealistic. When I elevate you, it will make them feel uneasy, confused, and highly suspicious. Some will say you just got lucky, while others accuse you of selling out. and some will drag up your past mistakes to deny what I am doing in your life today. Do not let your heart get tangled up in their opinions. I did not bless you so you could spend your life explaining yourself to everyone. I act so that my name will be glorified. Those who sincerely seek me will recognize that your story is about my grace, not your pride, even as the blessings begin to pour down on you. I want you to engrave this truth deep in your heart. I have walked with you from the very first day, even when you were still clumsy, broken, and weak. I was right there in every stumble, even in those dark moments when you thought I had completely abandoned you. If you are standing in a wider, more spacious place today, it is not because you are somehow special, but because I never once let go of your hand. That simple awareness will keep your heart humble when honor comes your way. This keeps you from turning your inheritance into a platform to stand on, making it a bridge that leads others closer to me. Let me remind you clearly, when I promised this inheritance to you, it was a covenant sealed with the blood of my only son. This is no temporary favor because you pleased me today. What I give is eternal, and no human hand can snatch it away. No one can push you out of this destiny, even if their hearts burn with jealousy. Though others try to ruin your reputation, and though fierce storms rise against you, what I have written over your life stands firm. No one can undo my plan except you. If you choose to wander from my path, that is exactly why I keep calling your name. Stay close to me, just like a branch clings to the vine. When you remain in my love, you walk a path of miracles, not flash and show, but the deep, quiet miracle of a heart transformed day by day. And through this blessing, I will write new chapters that are meant to touch more than just your life. I want to use your blessing to dry the tears of those who struggle in the exact place you once did, turning your pain into a powerful testimony for those who feel completely hopeless. One day you will look back on those dark years and see that not a single moment was wasted. No wound was ever in vain. Every hurt, loss, and breakdown is simply the raw material for the beautiful masterpiece I am creating with your life. And when you use my blessings not to build a fortress of pride, but to open doors of hope and healing for others, your blessing truly finds its purpose. My child, I know these words make you both rejoice and tremble with wonder. Rejoicing because you know a real blessing is coming, yet trembling as I call you to walk carefully. But do not be afraid. I do not speak to fill you with anxiety, but to wake you up. I will never lay a burden on your shoulders that is too heavy to bear, and I will not throw you into great success before your heart has learned to fully depend on me. Everything I do follows a divine rhythm, a protective process. Your only job is to take one obedient step at a time. Leave the direction to me, I will guide your steps. When you hear this, let these words burn deep into your soul. You stand at the edge of a brand new season. Do not forget the lessons I taught you in the dark. Humility, absolute dependence, worship and gratitude when you had nothing. These are the anchors that will hold you steady when the winds of success begin to blow. When kept in the right place, this blessing will not choke your spiritual life, it will make it bloom. It will elevate you, but it will never pull you from my hand. Others will see you differently, yet you will only feel your need for me grow stronger. And then both you and everyone watching will be forced to say, this was not done by human hands. This is the work of the Lord. My child, stop for a second and see yourself through heaven's eyes. No more living in the shadow of other people's memories. Kingdom children were never meant to survive on leftovers from anyone's table. You were not created to beg for tiny crumbs of approval from human hands. True heirs do not survive on pity, they thrive on the boundless wealth of their Father. You were born to walk tall, knowing you have an honored seat at my table, not a spot underneath it. My children do not wait around for people to hand them opportunities. They walk through doors I have opened for them, doors that no earthly power can ever close. They do not rely on a single source of help because I can pour out blessings from places your mind could never imagine. They are sustained by things that look like coincidence but are actually my quiet coordination. They are lifted by kind words they never dared to ask for. My spirit prompts others to honor and support them. I do this not because they are perfect, but because I delight in hearts that choose to remain faithful, hearts that refuse to run away, even on the coldest, darkest stretches of the road. The enemy watches this and seethes with jealousy. He cannot scratch your name from my hand, so he desperately tries to make you let go yourself. The enemy rarely attacks with obvious blows, preferring subtle logical traps. He sends smiling faces and sweet voices that seem harmless, but carry hidden weapons aimed directly at your faith. He flatters you just enough to lower your guard, then quietly plants seeds of doubt in my promises. He drags up shameful memories you thought were buried forever, and whispers that you are unworthy of any promise I made. He forces you to replay your mistakes, whispering, "See, this is who you really are." He does not need to drag you into deep sin. He only wants you to quit, shrink back in shame, and reject the beautiful inheritance I have set aside for you. But my child, what the enemy never expected is that through all of it, I was never just watching you from a distance. I was shielding you in those dark moments when you couldn't feel my presence at all. I used those hard days you thought were beyond heaven's reach to sink the roots of your faith even deeper. When you couldn't lift your head, I gently laid my hand on you. When you thought you couldn't go on, I whispered that it's okay. If there is even a single thread of trust left in your heart, I promise I will handle the rest. I hid you safe beneath the shadow of my wings, especially when you felt exposed to the harsh judgment of others. I shielded you from silent attacks you never saw coming and blocked the painful lies that never reached your ears. I broke up plots against you that you never saw coming simply because in heaven I had already declared this child is mine. You have had days when your strength failed, your heart was exhausted, and your mind was spinning with anxiety. You have quietly thought, I wish I was never born. I just want to disappear from everything. I heard every single one of those heavy whispers. I watched you lie awake at night staring blankly at the ceiling. With no tears left, you had no strength for long prayers, just quiet sighs and heavy groans that couldn't be spoken. You thought that was failure, but I saw it as your most raw and honest worship. Because even when you felt broken into pieces, you still couldn't let go of me entirely. You still whispered, Lord, I do not understand, but I need you. You were weak, yes, but you clung to my hand. You trembled, yes, but you didn't turn around and run away. In those moments when you stood up with heavy steps, raised hands that had no strength left, and whispered, I worship heaven, was never silent. It is exactly in those fragile moments that all of heaven is deeply moved. When you choose to believe even when hope seems entirely gone, the spiritual battlefield shifts in your favor. It is not when you shout loudly or when you do great exploits, but when you refuse to break our bond in the quiet, unseen trials. That is when my angels are ordered to move. It is as if I declare to the armies of heaven, look at that precious soul down there, letting me mold them through the fire. I will surround and protect them, for they will carry my divine inheritance on this earth. What do you see right now? Just a quiet room, empty hands and a tired heart. But what do I see? An heir being forged into strength, a witness being shaped in the deep darkness of despair. The inheritance I designed for you was not some last-minute plan. I didn't wait until you got your life together to throw it together. Your life didn't start the day you were born. It began in my thoughts long before your body was ever formed in the womb. I wrote the first chapters of your destiny in my book. I knew every dead end you would wander into. I knew your bad choices, your painful stumbles, your compromises, and every single time you would hurt yourself. I have seen those secret dark moments that you are still too ashamed to confess to anyone today. Yet through it all, the map of your destiny was never destroyed. It was folded. It was delayed. Some roads took longer, but your future has never been erased. Yes, foolish decisions sent you on detours. Toxic soul ties with certain people drained your strength and dragged you off course. That is true. You sometimes partnered with things that did not come from me, stepping into dead ends where I never intended for you to go. You thought certain relationships and connections were blessings, but in reality, they were subtle traps, slowing down every single step toward your true calling. I saw those invisible chains and slowly allowed things to happen so they would be exposed. Whenever you were betrayed, abandoned, or hurt by people you trusted, you thought I was being silent. But I actually used those painful collisions to shatter the chains that were wrapping themselves around your soul. You used to ask, why didn't you give me this blessing back when I was young, passionate, and had so many open doors? You didn't realize that if I had handed you that destiny while your heart was still messy and unstable, and your eyes blinded by flattery, it would have crushed you. Back then, you were easily fooled by fake smiles and business partners that sounded noble but had hidden agendas. In those days, you still believed that anyone who spoke of my name must be upright. You weren't mature enough yet to tell the difference between true light and a distorted reflection. You were far too easily swayed by those who pretended to respect you. You would have shared deep, sacred things that needed to stay hidden had I trusted you with that blessing too soon. Otherwise, too many selfish hands would have grabbed for the blessings designed only for you. I love you too much to allow that. That is why I let time teach you. Pain did not come to destroy you, but to make you grow. Those long, quiet seasons of silence did not mean I abandoned you. I was training you to hear my voice above the noisy world. People rejecting you was just the bitter medicine you needed to stop living for their approval. Every single time you were pushed aside and felt disqualified from the race, I was actually drawing you closer to my heart. Through solitude, you learned to hear me, not through fleeting emotions, but in deep, quiet trust. Through your tears, you realized that some people are only meant to stay for a season, not the whole journey. As you were broken, you started valuing real truth over fake, comfortable lies. If you look deep inside right now, you can see this change. You simply are not the person you used to be. Flattery does not easily sway you anymore, and you can spot opportunities that look holy on the outside, but steal the peace I give. You are starting to recognize the difference between people who want something from you and those who want to support you. Your decisions are no longer about personal gain, but about following the quiet whisper in your soul. You can face the storms that once terrified you without shaking. Hardship has built a strong resilience deep within you. It is not to make you bitter, but to prepare you to protect the blessings I am about to give you. Now that the moment is close, I can share what you were not ready to hear before. This is not because you are perfect. You never have been. You will never reach perfection on your own, but you would now rather bow your knees to me than surrender to the pressure of this world. You chose to walk away from certain relationships just to keep your connection with me, refusing to trade my presence for their approval. You finally understand that my promise is not some trophy for you to brag about, but a sacred duty to carry, gracefully honoring your calling in the unique place where I have planted you. These shifts prove that you have grown internally, meaning a breakthrough in your outer life is finally about to happen. But my child, as this blessing approaches, I need you to keep the heart of a student, not the pride of an owner. You must remember that what I am sending you is just a single piece of the beautiful, larger picture I am painting. This is not the destination, but the starting line of a new chapter that will touch many more lives. I am not giving you this gift just to make your life easy, but so you can share it and bless others. I trust you with this because I see that you do not just want to receive. You want to be a vessel for my love to flow through. As long as you guard that humble attitude, this blessing will never overwhelm or consume you. Instead, it will stand as a living testimony of my love, protection, and patience in a life surrendered to my hands until the very end. My child, those who sit and wait for you to stumble, who whisper, plot, and scheme to tear you down, they have no clue that when they think they are finally winning, I am using their malicious moves to lift you higher. They actually believe their cruel words can break your spirit. But every arrow they aim at you, I catch and redirect, transforming it into proof of my constant protection. They plot to erase you and silence your story, but the deeper they push you into darkness, the brighter you will shine. Because I am the God who calls light out of the dark. Envious people think that blocking your path will stop your progress, but they do not realize I do not need their roads. I can easily carve out a new path right where nobody expects it. When they rush to slam doors in your face, I am completely unmoved. With just one word from me, a door opens that no human can shut. Always remember, the destiny I promised you is not built on human opinions, but on my eternal word. I do not talk just to entertain you, and my promises are not meant to merely comfort you for a fleeting moment. Heaven and earth will shift to align with my words until everything I started in your life is finished. I do not abandon my own. I am not like flawed humans who make promises and quickly forget or show up only when it is convenient and walk away when they lose interest. I am steady like a mountain, and the promises I make stand completely unshakable. Look back over your life. Haven't there been moments when you thought everything was finished yet? I still made a way out of no way. Were there not times when you cried out thinking you would never survive this storm? Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, and still listening to me. That proof alone shows I have never walked away from the work I began in you. You are my personal masterpiece, carefully designed by my hand, and I will never let anyone destroy you. So even if storms approach, and even if your trials feel way too heavy to bear, I am not worried. You only see a mountain in your way. I see chances to show my power. You see giant enemies, but I see only puffed up shadows designed to scare you. You tremble when you look in the mirror, counting your skills, your connections, and your resources. But I look only at myself, the one who has everything you need. You wonder how you can win this fight when you are only whispering. Remember, you do not go in alone. These coming battles are not meant to prove your own strength, but to show off my endless power. You do not have to exhaust yourself proving how strong you are. Just stand still and let me fight for you. The blessing I am preparing for you does not end with you. It is a deep river flowing down through generations. When I touch your life, I am reaching your children too, those little ones who do not even know they are covered by my grace. You might think you are only fighting for yourself, but you are actually breaking chains that held your family for generations. The old walls that kept your ancestors defeated. That smallness and shame, I want to smash them so your children never have to carry them. Hidden curses and repeating family habits. I am bringing them to a complete stop through your life. This legacy is not about cash, property, or titles. It is a whole new history being written where I will raise up things you thought were completely dead. Even cold relationships that seemed completely beyond saving. I can breathe fresh love back into a marriage that feels like a chore, rekindling it with quiet gentleness, patience, and true understanding. To families who stopped praying together long ago, I am calling you back to my presence. Your children have seen you stumble and heard the sharp words. But I will use the shift in your heart to prove to them that I am real. My gift is more than material things. It is the healing I bring to families when parents learn to say they are sorry. It is children who walk in humility and siblings who find the strength to forgive each other. I am reaching deep down into those old wounds. the hidden places where you gave up praying years ago. Not because you lost your faith in me, but because you are simply terrified to hope again. You once begged me to change someone, to break a bad habit, or to open a closed door. But as the years dragged on with no sign of progress, you locked that prayer away in a dark drawer and thought maybe God just does not want to heal this. You stopped asking and stopped expecting, just to protect yourself from the pain of seeing nothing change. But my child, my silence is not the end. Just because you see nothing moving does not mean I am not working. Some deep heart surgeries take a long time and happen at layers where no human eye can see. In the very same way, I am quietly reshaping hidden parts of your soul. When the moment is right, the breakthrough will shine so bright it will leave you completely amazed. Those painful words that wounded you when you were just a child, spiteful things said in anger or just for fun lingering inside you for decades, I have not forgotten them. I remember every single word, and I will never let those opinions dictate the final story of your life. This blessing is not just about giving you more stuff. It is about erasing those cruel judgments and hearing my voice say, "You are deeply loved. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are never a burden." I will use the exact moments you were shamed to lift you up, showing everyone that only my hand could have done this for you. Others might think they can map out your future with a few words, but I am the one who gets the final say. You once thought my blessings were only about money, job promotions, or opportunities to serve in the church. But I want you to know that the legacy I give is whole and complete. It is restoring your dignity. It is looking in the mirror without shame, finally free to be exactly who you are in me. It is walking into a crowded room without that old whisper holding you back, telling you that you do not belong. It is being able to accept kind words without trying to blow them up or run away from them, because you know your true worth. The favor I give will never inflate your pride, nor will it ever make you hide in fear. It will help you stand tall while keeping your heart humble before me. My blessing is not some cheap temporary patch on a tear. It is a brand new robe, custom tailored for the destiny I have for you. I do not just throw a band-aid over a deep infected wound. I want to clean it and heal it completely. I want more than just easing your pain. I want you truly whole. I do not want you just surviving. I want you thriving. That is why my blessing always comes with a quiet inner transformation. I am not just giving you blessings to enjoy, but a heart mature enough to carry them. Listen to me. What I pour over your life are not the leftover crumbs from someone else's table. You do not live on scraps. You do not eat what others have thrown away. Your inheritance is not what others threw out. I am giving you your own portion, marked in heaven with your own name. The blessings I have for you are not a shallow stream that dries up under the hot sun, but a deep well flowing directly from me, the spring of living water. You do not have to run around trying to catch a few random drops. When you stay close to me, I can make fresh water gush out of your driest desert. Even when everything around you looks dead, you will thrive because your strength comes from me, not your circumstances. My promises to you do not just float in midair waiting on luck. They stand firm on my unchanging, faithful character. People change, seasons shift, and you will change too, but I never do. When I promise to stand by you, I do not add hidden rules later. When I plan peace for your life, I do not walk away when you slip. I will guide you and correct your path, but I will never take back my word. This gift is not a temporary thing that is here today and gone tomorrow. Who knows what tomorrow brings? It is a steady journey held tight by my own hand. Even when your grip slips, I will not let go. You might ask, what is my part in all this? I tell you, just stay close to me. Do not walk away from where I planted you. Keep your heart tender so that my blessings do not make you proud. Let me guide you one step at a time. Even when you feel like you have all the answers, let me call you back to our quiet place. Whenever you start getting swept up in people's praise, look back and remember how I carried you through the hard times. This reminds you, I will never change. When you hold your blessings with a clean heart, they will not corrupt you. Instead, they will become the path I use to draw you and your family closer to me. One day you will stand and look around at everything I have built in your life. You will realize the enemy's plans were never the real story. They were just the dark background that made my grace shine brighter. The tears, the sleepless nights, and the cruel words spoken against you, they only serve to make my story in your life deeper and more real. This destiny you are stepping into is not to make you famous, but to show everyone a God who keeps his word. A God who never leaves, never breaks a promise, and always finishes what he starts. Once this truth is settled in your heart, you will walk with confidence, receiving blessings without the constant fear of losing them. You will know the greatest gift is not the blessing in your hand, but the Savior who is holding your hand. My child, when my promises start coming to life, the very atmosphere around you will shift. Your situation will change, and even the way people treat you will start to look different. Some will truly celebrate with you, but others will watch closely, just waiting for you to fall. This is why you must not share everything we discuss in our private quiet time with just anyone at the table. Keep our covenant sacred, the moments I rescued you from despair, the words I whispered to your aching soul in the dark. These are not stories to put on display just to get attention. My dear child, you must learn what to share and what to keep private. Remember how Joseph eagerly shared his dreams with people who were not ready to hear them. His lack of wisdom sent him on a painful winding road that was far longer than it needed to be. I still turn bad situations into blessings. But you do not need to complicate your own path simply because you cannot protect the holy things I give you. What I am building inside you right now is like a fresh, delicate pearl in my hand. If you throw them carelessly to people who are just curious and do not respect God, they will trample them and break your heart. I need you to open your eyes to this truth. Not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you succeed. Some people only hang around when you are down so they can feel superior. Others only show up when blessings fall because they smell opportunity, not my holy presence. I am not asking you to doubt everyone, but I want you to have spiritual discernment. If you trust everyone blindly, you will place sacred gifts into the hands of unfaithful people. I am quietly shifting your inner circle. I am removing certain names and exposing the true motives of others. You will see that some friends were just passers-by here only to take from you. As their true colors show, do not be afraid and do not blame me. This is how I guard the seed of inheritance I am sowing in you, keeping it safe from being buried in a field tangled with both truth and lies. Let me speak gently now, but honestly, there are relationships you labeled as brother, sister, or spiritual soulmate that I never blessed with those names. You gave them authority to speak into your life, sharing the sacred secrets I whispered directly to your heart. You let them occupy places meant only for me, so when they turned their backs, you shattered, never realizing what was truly happening. By lowering your spiritual boundaries, you turned your heart into a playground for the enemy. I never established Christian brotherhood to be used as a tool for control, jealousy, or exploitation. When you silence my voice because you fear displeasing others or feel choked every time I call you to obey, while they tell you, don't be naive, that is a sign. The connection is not pure anymore. Do not take being unequally yoked lightly. Those words are not just a moral slogan. They are a holy safeguard for your spiritual destiny. Right now, I am pulling back the curtain on the characters surrounding you. I am letting certain words pierce your soul. I let people walk away without warning. I allow awkward moments to expose the hidden motives in every heart. You might wonder why I let you witness such ugliness. But understand this, these things did not just suddenly appear. They were already there. You just could not see them before. The divine inheritance I am about to give you cannot be placed in a room full of toxic fumes. When your atmosphere is thick with jealousy and scheming, a blessing gets twisted into heavy pressure and divine favor starts feeling like a golden trap. I do not want you living that way. So I am working as a master craftsman. I skim off the dross. I sift. I separate the gold from the sand. I strip away what clings but does not belong to your core. It sounds fierce, but at its deepest level it is pure tenderness. I know that if things stayed exactly as they are when my blessings finally pour out, the things you avoid confronting today will drag you down tomorrow. You might think life would be better if everything just stayed quiet, if everyone got along and nothing changed. But my child, a false peace is far more dangerous than any real storm. A house with cracks in its foundation, no matter how beautifully painted, needs only one strong gust to collapse. I love you too much to let your blessings rest on a cracked foundation. So if you have recently lost people you thought you could never live without, if names that felt so close are suddenly distant, do not view this as a series of tragedies. See it as a divine cleansing I am actively performing. I am not breaking your world apart for my amusement. I am dismantling what is temporary to build what is truly secure. Your job is not to patch back together what I am taking apart, but to stand still and let me complete my work. While I am purifying things on the outside, I am inviting you to examine your inner attitude. Where do you plan to place me in your relationships and in decisions about your inheritance? I am not looking for beautiful songs or long, elaborate expressions of devotion. I want hearts that see me as their center. True honor is not found just in saying, "Thank you, Lord," but in how you dare to say no to things that do not belong to me even when they look attractive. When you sign a contract or accept a new business partnership, do you ask me first? Do you weigh how it will impact your spiritual life? When you keep someone close just because you dread being alone, do you ask, "Lord, is this person aligned with your will for me?" I want you to let me into these spaces. Do not just include me during prayer, but in every single step you take. Do not lock me out of the process only to call me in to bless plans you already finalized. I am not a rubber stamp for a blueprint you drew up yourself. I am the architect of the plan, and you are the one called to walk in it. I do not want you treating your faith as an isolated compartment cut off from work, family, and finances. To me, it is all connected. How you handle money shows what you truly worship. How you treat those under your authority reveals how deeply you understand my grace. Your reaction to criticism exposes whether you are seeking glory for me or trying to elevate yourself. Do not assume that simply reading scripture, going to church, and staying busy with religious activities fulfills your spiritual walk. Your inner life is the deep stream nourishing everything else. If you become indifferent, treating closeness with me as a casual option, if you treat my presence as a luxury instead of the very air you breathe, you will find blessings growing heavy as stone rather than light as grace. I speak to you now with the deepest tenderness a father could ever show his child. It is time to get serious about your soul. Stop playing games with things that belong to eternity. Do not wander in and out of my presence like you are visiting a movie theater, staying only when it feels good and leaving when it does not. Do not use my name to dress up your own ambitions and call it serving God. I see everything. I see exactly where you are genuine and where you are just putting on a show. I do not want a perfect child. I just want you to take off the mask. Be real with me, and I will be real with you. If you let me shine a light on the dark, hidden areas of your heart that you are afraid to touch, I will set you free from chains that even the greatest earthly blessing could never break. Never forget that the inheritance I have for you is not about having more, but about living a truer life. I want to grow inside you so deeply that wherever you go, whatever you do, and whoever you stand before, people will notice my presence in you far more than they notice your success. That is why I am refining every tiny, seemingly minor detail. How you talk about people behind their backs, how you handle conflict, and how you react when misunderstood. I do not correct you just to make your life difficult. I am preparing you for much larger spaces where a single wrong attitude can cause the whole door to collapse. Before I put you in the spotlight where everyone is watching, I need to know your heart lives for my eyes alone. If you let me finish this work of purification, even though it will hurt at times, you will suddenly realize how much lighter you feel. You won't have to struggle to protect a fake image anymore. You won't be afraid of losing people, losing your job, or losing your position anymore. You will finally understand that the only connection you truly need to protect is your relationship with me. The people left standing with you after this season of sifting are the ones I chose for you, not those holding on through their own efforts. They won't be blinded by your blessing. Instead, they will worship the God who blesses you. With them, you can finally breathe, be yourself. Cry and be weak without feeling judged. That safe space is where your heavenly inheritance truly blossoms. So do not grieve what I take away. Do not try to repaint the faces I have let fall out of your frame. Do not try to cling to the empty chairs I have quietly pulled away. The tighter you hold on, the more it will hurt. The more you surrender, the more free you become. Stand in your true place as my child, one who knows how to revere, trust, obey, and value me far above any blessing. Once you choose to keep me at the center, everything else in your life will fall into place. Then your inheritance will not be a glittering trap, but a launching pad for you and others to draw closer to my heart. Now, with a quiet and open heart before me, turn what you just heard into quiet, intimate whispers. Speak to your Father, the one who knows every single beat of your heart. O Almighty God, Father of my life. Today I come close to you, not just bringing my own needs, but also with a quiet fear that if you pour out massive blessings, my heart won't be able to handle it. Please guard my heart before you open new doors. Mold me so that I love you, the giver, more than any gift, seeking your face over all success or reputation. Teach me to fear being distant from you more than I fear running out of money. To worry more about losing your presence than losing career opportunities. When people praise me, keep my ears open to your voice as new doors open. Let my knees bow even lower. Do not let blessings make me proud or cold. Let them be a reason to humble myself even more, knowing I am just a steward, not the owner. Let me live so that whether I am high or low, people look at me and see only one certain thing, that you, Lord, are still my everything. Heavenly Father, you see every hidden plot and dark scheme in clear detail. I bring you all my anxiety about the critical looks, harsh words, and envy of others. There are painful words I have heard that hurt me, and there are unspoken words my soul still senses, leaving me feeling unsettled and full of self-doubt. Today, I hand all of these heavy shadows over to you, praying my heart is no longer ruled by these toxic thoughts. What do others think when I should be anchored to your truth? What do you say about me? Please remind me that whoever tries to harm my life is touching a precious soul you are fiercely guarding. Teach me to believe that no evil scheme can break the plan you have for me as long as I stay hidden in you. I am not asking you to remove every difficult person from my path, but to give me a strong heart that won't slide into hatred. Free from fear, refusing to react in my own strength. Instead, I will stand still in your presence, watching you fight for me. Lord, thank you. Even when my heart wandered far away, you still waited patiently for me to come home. Thank you for not answering my impatient demands, but blessing me instead according to your perfect wise timing. I know that if you answered the very moment I asked, I would have been crushed by burdens I was not mature enough to carry. Thank you for closing those doors, even though they broke my heart back then. Now I finally see those closed doors were pure grace. Thank you for the lonely seasons when I felt completely abandoned. In reality, you were hiding me from the enemy's view. I know that if you had not held me back and slowed my pace, I wouldn't be standing here today listening to your truth. Every delay and detour, and the moments I felt rejected, I hand them back to you as a song of praise, knowing everything was in your hands and nothing was ever wasted. Heavenly Father, thank you for showing me what a real blessing actually looks like. It is not a gift that distracts me from you, but a tool to reveal your glory through my life. Thank you for warning me about the hidden dangers of wealth, speaking to my heart with both tender love and serious truth. Thank you for teaching me to live through seasons of empty hands and overflowing cups so I can learn to trust you in everything. Thank you for never looking down on my small, fragile steps of faith. Those moments I obeyed even while shaking with fear, and those times I walked away from good things because they lacked your blessing. You have watched and guarded every single one of them. Thank you that you don't just care about my work for you, but you truly care for me, your weary, frightened child who is trying so hard and simply wants to love you with everything I have. I lift up this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Please subscribe and turn on your notifications so we can continue to build a strong, growing community of faith.